Here's one of the latest interviews from Rock and Metal Revival. If you want to hear the whole show, go to rmrshow.com. From the CD Magic Mountain, there is Blackstone Cherry and Holding On and Letting Go. And Jerry, no surprise, you know how much I love this album.
Oh, yeah, you turned me on to these guys.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Just a fantastic album, and we finally got him on the phone. We want to welcome Ben Wells from Blackstone Cherry to Rock and Metal Revival. Welcome to the show, Ben.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, Ben, this album has just knocked us on our ass, and we want to tell you what a great album it is, and let you in a little thing that we've named it our 2014 Album of the Year.
That is incredible. Stuff like that really means a lot to us because we put a lot of hard work and time and personal strength and energy into these albums. So to see them go and be appreciated and people do things like you guys do and stuff like that it's an honor for us. So we definitely appreciate that.
Well, for anyone that has never, I became a Blackstone Cherry fan after seeing you live for the first time, and one of the best live bands out there. And, you're out on tour and you go over to Europe and I see you download and there's hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah. That's got to be a cool feeling.
It's very cool. And it's almost, I've told everybody this, it's very surreal because once you're there, you really don't realize the multitude of what we're doing, until after it's over. Because once you're there, you're just focused on putting on a great show, and it kind of happens so fast. And then once you get home, you see photos and video of it. It really starts to sink in, what we just did. So, playing in front of that many people and having that many people sing along and be affected by your music is the ultimate payoff.
Well, from going to your shows, your fans are very loyal and very diehard. And the thing I was telling you about off the air that I wanted to that just totally blew me away was when you came here last year to Rockford. Magic Mountain had just been released. It had been out maybe 3 weeks at the most. And when you hit that first chord for Me and Mary Jane, and that crowd sang that back to you as loud as you guys were playing it, that has got to be the coolest feeling.
It's incredible. It's rewarding and lets us know that the song is doing its job. Because when we write these songs, we think about in a live setting. So we want to make sure that anytime we write melodies or guitar riffs or whatnot, that people, when they see us do it live, that they're going to have a good time. They're going to be affected by it in a good way. So when we kick into it, that's one of my favorite ones to do now because a lot of people obviously now know the song. And as soon as we hit the first note, people start singing it. And early on, it was a great feeling, and still is an awesome feeling to hear him sing those words that we just thought were cool,
So is Mary Jane a real person, or is this a weed reference? That's what I want to know.
You know what? It actually is. This is no lie. Mary Jane is actually the name of John Fred's aunt. His dad and uncle's sister's name is Mary Jane, but that's not what we wrote the song about. You know what? Everybody asks us that. Honestly, we're not big. We're not big. I personally don't smoke at all, so we're not like one of those type bands. But it's just a fun song. We really didn't think into it. It really is just. Mary Jane it's a fun word to say, in my opinion, if you're talking about weed or candy or whatever you're talking about. It was a fun line to sing, and we thought it was catchy and hooky, and people can take it and put it in wherever place they want to put it.
Exactly.
Nice.
Hey, Ben, now, when listening through Magic Mountain, like I said, I've been a fan since the first album, and when I listened to that, it sounds like you guys took the best elements of your first three CDs and accomplished it all on Magic Mountain. Was that pretty much the idea? Because I hear a little bit of each of the other albums in this new release.
Yeah, with each album, we want to grow and we want to experiment more, but also stay true to what we are. So I think we tried to, get back to bare bones and make a raw rock album. And yes, of course, take elements from all the past releases because we want to. It's hard to make everybody happy, but we're very proud of all those albums. So that's just with each album we learn more, and that becomes part of our songwriting process. So I think the fifth album will even have parts of all four albums, and then the sixth, it'll go on because we keep learning stuff.
So with your writing process, do you guys all get in a room and write together, or is it everybody emails riffs back and forth? Or
No, it's all of us all together. We get down at the practice house, and we just hash out ideas. If somebody's got a melody or a riff, or a drum fill, we just try and write around that. Or if we're on the road, we try and, everybody writes on the bus and whatnot, and we get in the back lounge and just come up with stuff and put a little demo down on a computer. But it's always the four of us.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Ben, one of the things I wanted to kind of hit on with you is the difference between how your music is accepted in Europe to the way it is here in the U.S. I mean, you played to some huge crowds in Europe.
Yeah, we just finished our first arena tour over there, which was amazing. It's still crazy to think about that, but Europe just rock and roll is such a. I mean, it's big here. Don't get me wrong. We have great festivals and whatnot, but over there, the legacy and the history of rock and roll is just so huge, and where other genres might rule the world, here in the States, rock is very much alive, and I think at the forefront of everything that's going on over there. So it's really cool. And what's funny about it is there's not as many radio stations as there in Europe as there are in America. Yet rock and roll is so much bigger over there. So that should go to tell a lot of people that you don't even need radios to do it anymore. As long as you get fans that believe in what you're doing and like your band, and you put on a great live show, you can make a career out of it.
Sweet. So, hotter groupies in Europe or America?
We're all married guys now, so we don't even we don't even look at I don't know.
They're not going to listen. Your wife ain't going to listen. Come on, go ahead. You can tell.
There are good-looking women around the globe, and I think both sides of the ocean have different things to offer.
Okay, that's
but at the end of the day, we're all married to Southern American women. So
good for you. Hey, Ben, what are the plans for 2015? Are we going to see a big U.S. tour, or are you going back to Europe or studio, or what's going on with Blackstone Cherry?
We're still figuring some stuff out at the moment. I know we will be back on tour. I know we're going back to Europe in the summer to do some festivals. And then I think we might be doing a U.S. tour before that. So we're getting some stuff lined out as we speak, and just trying to figure out what direction to go.
So are there any tunes on the new album you think would have benefited from adding some cowbell?
You can use cowbell everywhere. That's why we made it so prominent in Me and Mary Jane. But I don't know. I guess I'll have to listen back and see if anything else could have used it.
We're Wisconsin boys, so I mean we're pro cowbell.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, we do appreciate that.
Well, hey, Ben, we're going to play another great track off Magic Mountain. Like I said, it is our album of the year for 2014. This one's called Hollywood, Kentucky. Tell us a little bit about this one.
It's a song. It's a country song, and obviously we're huge fans of country music, and in certain ways we are a southern rock, country rock band at certain times. So it's a song we wrote that originally we didn't even know was going to go on this album. We wrote it with the intentions of it being cut by somebody in Nashville, but as time went on, we just figured the song was perfect for us, because that's what we wrote it about. About being in Kentucky and just kind of it being a tongue-in-cheek, funny song. And we did a demo of it, and the label loved it, and now I think it's one of the most requested songs on the album from our fans, and that's surprising, but very. It's a great feeling too, because it just goes to show that we can keep doing stuff like that, and people accept it.
All right. Well, Ben Wells, we appreciate you coming on Rock and Metal Revival, and we're looking forward to seeing you out on the road in 2015.
Thank you guys for having me. I do appreciate it.
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radios on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, on Rock 101 KLOL on Saturdays 11 p.m. Eastern, on Z-Rock 106.9 KKZR Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on UncontrolledNoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations. Enjoy this edition of Rock and Metal Revival.